Yes, it's your daily dose of lads down the lane with just Cookie and myself today. The sheriff is at work. We are going to talk all things transfers, missed targets, mystery bids, and maybe a left back from, I don't know, Latvia. So grab a brew, smash that like and sub, and let's have it large. How you doing, Cookie?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? Have calmed down a little bit from my little rant yesterday, mate. But if it carries on doing what it's doing, I'm gonna keep ranting, mate. Trust me. If we're not getting people in, I will. But I'm all good, mate. Had a nice quiet day. Sheriff has texted me. He's on his way to work. He's just put a message in the chat. Big up, Sheriff. Big up to everyone in the chat. Nice to see you in here.
Yeah, let's get into the chat quickly. Oh, look, it's me. Please sub to the Two Mark Show if you haven't. It is pinned at the top of the chat, so just go to the top, give it a click, and sub to the channel. Big up, Razzle. How you doing, mate? Big up, Corey. Big up, Sheriff.
Big up the
Don't
Sheriff.
work too hard, mate.
Yeah, he's listening.
Big up, Terry.
All right, Tel. Big up, mate.
Big up, Side Answer.
Side.
Big up, Mark. Swindon Massive.
Big up, Mark. Hope you're well, mate.
We've signed something. We have indeed. We will get into that. Big up. And Tel is out with a knee injury now. Wow. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Fantastic news.
Yeah. We're off to a fantastic start, us, this season, aren't we? Eh?
Oh, dear.
It's
Can't
all
get a lot worse, can it?
It's all happening. All the injuries are piling up. We ain't kicked a ball yet. And we've got the Gooners tomorrow. What are we doing?
Crazy. I mean, not that Tel's like a massive miss, but it's just more numbers, isn't it? We seem to be losing players by the day. So, yeah, we'll start with this bit of news, mate. This bit of news, which I thought was quite funny. And it is this: Tottenham Hotspur, Spurs official. We are delighted to announce a partnership with premium pet food brand Frontier Pets to become our official pre-season tour sleeve partner, official pet food partner, and official partner of our groundbreaking supporters club for dog owners, Tottenham Hotspur. I like it.
Nice.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Nice. Does that mean when the players are playing shit, they'll feed them dog food, Nige, for lunch?
Maybe.
Is that what's happening? Yeah, cut down a bit more on the bills. You know what I mean?
I mean, does that sound like? To me, that sounds like really cheap and tacky. I'm kind of thinking I could get TNW oven cleaning on the, maybe on the Spurs.
On the case, get a contract at the Spurs ground, Nige. Sorting it out down there.
Yeah. Clean the ovens. Be good.
Yes.
Mark Pitt's coming in. Do you think Spurs will do a lot better under Thomas? Choo-choo. Yeah. You think so, Mark, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It'll take a bit of time, mate. I don't expect anything sort of overnight. Do you know what I mean? But like we've all said, need a few players in. But I think he can upskill what he's got. I don't think necessarily we'll win anything, but I also don't think we'll finish 17th either. You know what I mean?
No, indeed. Razzle saying we strapped two players together. Sounds about right. Bonuses and now top trades. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Re-signed Jack Russell. God, it's just getting worse by the day. Injuries and the lack of movement in the transfer window is really depressing.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you, Nige. What's this one?
Yeah. Obviously, we've had news coming about Mikey Moore. He's expected to sign a contract extension before moving to Rangers in the next 24 hours. Weirdly, yesterday I saw that he was just going to go to Rangers with an option to buy.
I saw that as well. Yeah.
But now it looks like it's just a loan, which is good.
Yeah, that suits us at the end of the day, doesn't it? I would imagine that suits us well, Nige, to be honest with you. I don't want to sell him. We don't know what he's capable of yet. Do you know what I mean? If the time comes that he's not showing up and someone wants to buy him later down the line and he hasn't turned out to be what every Spurs fan thought he was going to be, then that's a different story. But I think with an option, Rangers were pushing their luck a bit there. Do you know what I mean? We need to get him out there, get the kid playing games at the end of the day. So let's see how he does when they're up against Celtic, having it large one weekend, and he's getting tucked into by the Celtic players. Let's see what happens, how he handles it.
Exactly, mate. But a big good move for him. I think he's needed, and hopefully get first team football. This has come in as well today. Jed Spence in negotiations over a new and improved contract.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good move for Spurs?
Well, at the end of the day, the way it's going, Nige, they're not upskilling players in certain positions. We need cover at left back. So if they ain't going to go and buy a left back, I'd assume he's going to be the cover with Ben Davies for a doggy. Do you know what I mean? But to me, that a doggy's out now for a few months, whatever it is. They've got to go and buy a left back now. They have to go and buy a left back now. They've got to go and get one for the start of the season. Because I just think that if they're not going to do that now with the doggies' problems, then we're setting ourselves up to fail, mate. At the end of the day, we talk about our squad gradually building and having, getting to that point where we do have two for nearly every position, of the right level. We can't even go buy a left back. We can't even do that. Big clubs nowadays, in the position that we are now, would be out there, and 9 out of 10 of them would have a left back sign now. They'd have them in. We don't do stuff like that, mate. We play Ben Davies instead.
No, like I said before, we are more of a reactionary club, aren't we? We don't ever think ahead. It's always like we react if something happens.
Yeah.
But Mark Pitt saying all the top clubs now have done a lot of business. We have not. We got 5. Do you think that we get players in this window or the winter? We've got to get players in this window. We cannot be waiting until January, can we, to do business?
No. I mean, I know Tell's come in officially, but he was here with an option or an obligation, Nige? I don't know with Tell.
I think it was an option, but I did hear that if he played a certain amount of games, it became an obligation. So I'm not sure.
Right, okay. Danzo came in January, didn't he? Last season. Yeah. So, for me, again, I know we keep reiterating over the same stuff. We've got Kudos in, We need in this window, we need at least another 2. At least minimum 2 more to come in, But you know what we're like, the chances of it happening get slimmer and slimmer. Every day goes by. At the same time, I think there are certain players out there, Nige, that are looking for moves, not necessarily with Tottenham at this time, right? But there's clubs, there's players out there waiting for moves. They're waiting for clubs to come in for them, waiting to get the deal. But for some of them, it's not happening. Like for argument's sake, just one example, Sesko and Gyökeres, they were both for Arsenal, weren't they, at the end of the day? Gyökeres has gone there. Sesko's available now. Right? Isaac's going to probably go to Liverpool. Yeah, so if Sesko wants to come to the Premier League, he's going to probably be looking outside of the top 4, I would imagine. Yeah, it's up to Spurs to go in there to make the right offer to Leipzig. If you want to go and get a player at that level, go make the offer, act like a big club, and go and do what Arsenal weren't prepared to do and go and get him. Just as an example, And I think there's a few players out there now that are waiting for that, that bigger club move, whether it be in this country or another country. And Levy do his special, mate. You know what he's like, 10 days before the window closes, a week before the window closes, he'll go and try and nick someone. He'll go and try, and whether they come in or not, it's a different matter. But you know what Levy's style's like, Nige. He does it all the time, mate, to save a pound. You know what it's like.
You're absolutely bang on. And that very thing has happened today, apparently, in the fact that Arsenal have come out and said they will not pay the £68 million release clause for Eze.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're not prepared to pay it, what Tottenham waiting for? We
got no idea, because They got the dollar, Nige. They had 60 million for Morgan Gibbs White, didn't they? Ready to go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's no excuses. Really, the only reason that they can't go and get Eze, right, is if he don't want to come to Tottenham. Is if he don't want to play to Tottenham. You know, if they've gone to his advisors and said, we are willing to meet that release clause, 68 million, we want him. If he says, I don't want to go and play for them, do you know what I mean? So that part of it, how does that work, Nice? For argument's sake, with Eze, right? If he had that release clause there like that, and Tottenham did go in and go, right, there's the release clause, has the player still got the choice to go to that club? Can he still say no?
I would think so, yeah. I mean,
I'm sure they
and
can.
this is why clubs always tend to go to the agent and the player first, isn't it? Because it's pointless going to a club and saying we're match a release clause, or we're we're match it so we can get the player, and then the player says no. So you got to check that the player wants to come first. But I just wouldn't see why Eze wouldn't want to come if it's true that Arsenal are not prepared to pay the money for him. Now, listen, that might all be rubbish. But if you're a player and you want to go somewhere and your agent says, yeah, they don't want you enough to pay the money, then I'd be looking somewhere else straight away.
Yeah. Or will he just stay where he is, Nige?
Yeah.
That exactly. Also depends if Parish is that desperate for the money, doesn't it? At Crystal Palace. Because they've sold a few over the last couple of seasons as well, haven't they? They've got good players down there, you know, mate. Individually, do you know what I mean? Lacroix, the centre back, he's a good player. Obviously, Eze. They've got a few there. Adam Wharton. They've got some decent players down at Palace, you know, that would do well at Spurs. I think, anyway.
Yeah, and apparently, Glasner's not happy, is he? Because he's not being backed in the window. So I think he's come out publicly and said that he's not happy so far with the way the window's going. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah. Basil Downs, and at this point, is Levy just trying to stir up protests? I don't know what he's doing. I mean, you would think with all the protests last season, he'd be like, right, I'm getting it right this season. But so far, he's got it big time wrong.
To be honest with you, Nige, I think, and Levy's got 5 weeks to pull something out of the bag, right? And I think if he ain't pulled 2 or 3 players out of the bag before the end of the window, and don't get me wrong, we've agreed it should be done before they go on tour, right? I understand that, but if they ain't in the next 3 weeks or so before the season starts, got 2 or 3 in, I can see and we start roughly, as in, you know, we're not winning, we're not up the top of the league or whatever, and we have a bad start, I can see the protest kicking off again, mate. I can not to get Frank out, but to get him out. To get him out. I can just see it all kicking off. And they'll only get bigger, Nige. They'll only get bigger than what they were before. They was up to whatever, 2,000-3,000 people before. You see how many supporters Tottenham Hotspur have got at the parade. Do you know what I mean? So the fans are out there, and if the fans are cheesed off with Levy enough, they'll turn up for the protests, mate, when they happen. So we'll see what happens.
This is why it's a perfect opportunity for Levy to do the right thing for once. But we will see. There is still time. Kevin, big up Kev, saying, afternoon, guys. Rumours about Paqueta and Garnacho. Any thoughts? What are your thoughts on them two? I mean, I know we spoke about Garnacho before.
Yeah, Garnacho, you know, again, he's, you know, Tell's injured now. He's a good player. I just don't like the theatricalness of him, Kevin. But that don't really matter what I think about that when he's on the pitch if he's delivering. Do you know what I mean, Kev? So, yeah, I mean, Garnacho, he's better than what we've got. We've got no doubt about that. Do you know what I mean? Tell's injured now. You know, young player. Yeah, 40 million, 50 million probably, something like that. Now, Paqueta, he's really a 10 Nige, isn't he? He's sort of an attacking midfielder, is he? Sort of thing. He's a very skillful player. He's had a lot of baggage to carry around with him, hasn't he, over the last couple of years. He's a good player. Would he work at Spurs? Yeah. Does he work with Maddison in the team? Do you have a midfield of like a Maddison, a Paqueta, and one other? Does he work hard enough? Is he that type of player? I think he's a fair player. Do you know what I mean? I do. Whether it's what we need at the moment, that I don't know. But the other rumour I've heard today, Nige, I'll bring it up while we're talking. The transfers are up there again. That's resurfaced is James McAtee from Manchester City. Now, I read about that was that Forest, there was a rumour that Forest were trying to do a deal with City that included McAtee going to Forest, right, as part of the Morgan Gibbs White deal or of a deal to City, right? Now, obviously, that ain't going to happen, right? Now, McAtee's been left in a bit of a thing with all that because he was hoping that was going to go ahead and that he would go to Forest. But apparently he's available for about £30 million, Nige. 22 years old. Very good player. Hasn't got, obviously as much experience in the Premier League as Morgan Gibbs White has. But I think when he has played, he's acquitted and handled himself quite well. So it depends if you're going back. He's 22. Do you call that young? Is it too young to be playing a major role for Tottenham Hotspur in centre midfield? You can go down that road. There's so many players, Nige, that are being banded about. And like I've said to you before, all these players are great, right? I've got, no issue with a lot of them, right? But one thing is with it, a lot of them are youngsters again. Yeah, and I just feel like we need that player that's been in the Premier League for 2, 3, 4 seasons, that's, been about a bit. He can come in, he knows what it's all about, and all he's got to do is adjust to what Thomas Frank wants him to do rather than the culture and everything else that's about if he's coming from another country. Do you know what I mean? All those players, Paqueta, all of them, McAtee, Garnacho, I think if you look at the positions that they're coming into play, we probably need all of those type of players at some stage. But whether it's what we need now is a different matter.
Yeah, it's one of them for me. I think the more the transfer window goes on, the more Garnacho's starting to appeal to me because whether I'm getting desperate or not, I don't know. I'm just, I watch him and he is exciting. Like you, I don't like his theatrics. I don't like his attitude sometimes. I think is a little bit me. I kind of feel a little bit about the same about Paqueta as well. I think he's a bit of a fling your arms around and
can be
and moan a lot.
Yeah.
But is he better than what we got? Maybe. I don't think he's a lot better than what we got. Bentancur, Paqueta, I don't know. Is there a lot of difference? I'm not sure there is. For me, I would probably pass on Paqueta. I'd take Garnacho. And McAtee, for me, again, I like him. Do I like him more than the Harvey Elliott? Say, I'd probably rather have a Harvey Elliott. I think he's maybe a little bit more, a little bit better on the ball. I don't know, but I like McAtee. But yeah, I'm at the point where at the moment, I still want to get those bigger name players in if we can.
Yes, and agreed. Yeah, so players that are more established, Nige, at the end of the day. Yeah, I get you.
So we're saying it could be a very long season if we don't get some quality players in. We don't have a single player that gets into Arsenal starting 11. No, I don't think we do.
We're miles away, mate. It's what people don't really understand. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes when you look at our team and squad, and when you look at Arsenal and how they've been building, again, we had this conversation. Arsenal were 10 years in front of us. We was in front of Arsenal 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But over that period of time, they've built up a squad. They've been backed. Their manager's been backed to the hilt. Let's be honest about it. They've won absolutely nothing. Yeah. But they're there. They're ready now. And the Arsenal's problem is, more than anything else, is not that they haven't acquired players, but everyone else that's around them competing for that, winning the league, and the Champions League, they've all strengthened as well. City have, Liverpool have, Chelsea are buying like there's no tomorrow still, and selling, by the way. How do you buy 2 players in for 60 million quid or something, and you sell them for 30 million more? They ain't even made a first team appearance.
That's what they do, isn't it? They're good.
I mean, that's unbelievable. They got someone out there that's doing the biz for them, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's madness. Absolute madness. But Chelsea are doing it, man. They're getting these youngsters out and they're selling them for decent money. You know what I mean? And we can't seem to do that. We just can't do it, Nige. And I don't understand why we can't do it. You know, that we just seem to loan all the time, and we never thin our squad out. It doesn't seem like there's anyone there making a decision at some stage after young players have been there since they was bloody 10, 12, whatever they are. You know, surely someone it comes to a point and it says, this kid ain't going to make it. We need to sell him. He's not for us. Do you know what I mean? We need to go and get that 2 million quid for him, 5 million quid for him, whatever, and get some money back in. And also, as far as I'm concerned, Nige, there's a few senior players that need to go out of this squad. They've had more than enough chances.
Yeah. Why we couldn't do that with the likes of, Scarlett, Divine, both are being sent out on loan again. Just, they're not good enough. They don't make the grade. Obviously, Scarlett's had enough chances. Yeah. He's not good enough. Let's just sell him. Get 3, 4 million, 5 million, whatever. Get some money in, start again. And you're right, with the the first team players, there's at least 3 or 4 that I think need to go out of that first team. And players like Solanke, for me, has this season. Solanke don't do it this season. If he only scores 12, 13 goals in the Premier League, for me, he needs to go, and we need to start again with a new attack.
Problem is, Nige, if he only scores 12, 13 goals this season, right, just an example, Levy ain't going to go and sell him for 30 million quid when he's just paid 60 million for him. Because Levy don't take losses like that. He don't. And Solanke will end up another one. He'll be here, right? Unless someone comes in with a bid, bear in mind, this fella's been round the block a bit. Do you know what I mean? He's been to big clubs before he came to us. He didn't do it there, right? So I'm prepared. Like we say, he's here now. He's not going anywhere. He's obviously going to be our main striker for next season, I would have thought, the way it's going at the moment. And again, I'll reiterate, we still need another one because he ain't playing 55 games next season. Right, but he's got to next season take off. He's got to prove that he can go and score 20, 25 goals next season and plenty of assists as well. Yeah. For me. But who's going to come and buy him, Nige? When he goes and scores 12, 15 goals next season, and Tottenham say, oh, you're not for us, Dominic. Who's going to come and buy him?
That's the problem. That's the problem, isn't it? And you're right. We don't sell those players. What we do is we keep them and keep them and keep them, or we end up loaning them out and they just run their contract down and end up leaving for nothing. The only players we really sell are the players that are actually any good and we make a profit on.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and we keep everyone else, right? We keep everyone else.
It is what it is. Charlie saying, in the transfer window, we act like a Crystal Palace. It's a big club in London. Levy doesn't have the balls to go for big names. No, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't. No.
And I think half the problem is as well, Charlie, is that when he has gone and spent the money on an Ndombele, on a Richarlison, and for him, he's gone. Other clubs, 60 million might not be a lot, massive money because they're going and spending 75s and 70s and 80s and whatever. But for Levy, 63 million on Ndombele and 200 grand a week for 5-6 years, whatever it was. Yeah, he got his arse bit just like he got his arse bit by Marinakis the other day, right? And he won't. Once he gets his arse bit, Charlie, he won't do it. He won't do it. No. You know what I mean? And then we've got Richarlison in. He's done the same thing again. 60 million quid. And how has he turned out? And so someone somewhere, Nige, is not doing, and this is what I got angry about yesterday. Someone out there is not doing the due diligence when we are recruiting players, especially first team players.
Yeah, the recruitment is the worst. The worst I've seen at Spurs for a long, long time. Terrible, terrible recruitment. Big up everyone in chat. Thank you so much for joining us, by the way. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and get over to the Two Mark Show and subscribe to them if you haven't already. Their link is pinned at the top of the chat. Charlie saying if we get Adam Wharton, I'd be happy, but I'm thinking, yeah, we're not getting Adam Wharton, mate.
No, mate, he's not.
I'd love him too, but
he'd be fantastic
sadly
for Spurs, Charlie. I'd love him at Tottenham, to be quite honest with you. I think he's going to grow. People talk about DMs and sixes being monsters. That's the big word, isn't it? Get a monster six. That kid will turn into one. I have no doubt whatsoever that Adam Wharton will be an absolutely fantastic player for one of the top sides, whether it be in the Premier League, wherever he goes, he'll be fantastic. Brilliant player. Love him.
He's got a bit of everything, isn't he? Good on the half turn, can pass the ball, gets
great player,
good vision.
Yeah, it's got a bit of everything. Still learning, though, Nige. Still learning, and he'll get there.
Yeah,
he'll get there.
Of course, yeah. He'll make mistakes and he'll have bad games still, but Benny's saying, what's with our players crunching each other during training? Brain dead athletes. Yeah, you've seen a couple of tackles flying in. It's crazy. Defense obviously wants that right back placed.
Who was it? Did someone crunch kudos or something in training? Someone bit of a tooth or a Bergvall, was it, or something?
I don't know. I saw Spence go through Porro.
But probably trying to nick his place.
Yeah, I'll have that right back.
Frank's probably said to him, Jed, you're sub tomorrow, mate. And he's gone, no, I ain't.
Have some of that.
Oh, dear. Yeah, Bergvall. But it looked like he did slip, to be fair, Bergvall, on that tackle on kudos. But perhaps again, Mickey van der Ven had a word with him and said, can you sort him out for us for last season when he'd had a pop in?
Yeah, maybe. Here's a question from Razzle. Every team has core players that you build a team. What players would you say is Spurs core?
Well, as you stand there at the moment, you've got your core straight through the middle, isn't it? So Spurs core as it stands is Vicario, Romero, Van der Ven. It's difficult once you get into midfield because you don't know who you're going to pick centrally, but if Maddison's playing attacking midfield as a 10, he's part of your core, even though he's going across the pitch. He's starting off in the middle. Solanke up front, and whoever your two central midfielders are going to be, or if there's one. So it's a Bentancur, a Bergvall, and then one other that you would have as your so-called six, your more defensive-minded midfielder. I don't know who that's going to be at the moment. I really don't know.
This is my concern.
No,
that's my concern, mate. Is you look at our core that we talk about, and you're right. A core is always like the spine of the team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that spine, and the only player that I actually think is, I suppose you can say Van der Ven and Romero, but is those back two.
Yeah.
Other than that, we don't know who's going to play the six because we haven't bought one yet. Maddison, I guess, but is he going to play? Who knows? We don't know how long, whether he'll be in, whether he'll be playing wide, whether Solanke's probably not your man if you really are building a core. And I'm still not trusting of Vicario. So I think we've got a lot to do to build like a really strong core going forward.
Is there any more news on Kinksky going out, Nige? Because that was a big thing for a day or so, wasn't it? And then that's gone all quiet again, isn't it? With him going out on loan. Seems a bit weird buying goalkeepers, doesn't it? And then either selling them or sending them out on loan again. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. I don't get it. Like you say, if we if we were to loan Kinski out, we've only got one keeper. I mean, Austin's not good enough, is he? Let's face it.
It don't look like it, does it?
We'll
It
either
don't
bring
look like
one in, or
Yeah,
I can't see it
it's
happening.
weird, man.
Can't see it
It's
happening.
weird. Big up, Luke.
Big
Hope
up,
you well,
Luke.
fella. Yeah.
So we can't even get Gil and Solomon out the door. It's an absolute joke. Yeah, how they're both still here, I don't know. I mean, Solomon's injured again.
Yeah.
I think Gil's injured again as well, isn't he? They're
See,
both injured.
See, what I don't understand is about Solomon, right? Is that basically we got him from Shakhtar for free, didn't we? Right?
Yeah, we were a bit naughty, weren't we?
So we was a bit naughty over that one, right? But he's here anyway, right? So he's been here however long he's been here. He's been on loan however long he's been on loan. Whatever he sells him for is free money. It's free money. Yeah. It's not like you've paid 10 million for him and you're sending him for 12 or 15. Whatever they get for him, it's free money. So we need the space. If he ain't good enough, and he's injured all the time and you're putting him out on loan all the time, sell him. Get your 10 million quid for him, 8 million, 10, whatever it is. Get it, put it in the bank, put it towards another player.
I think the way he played against Leeds.
It's common sense. Yeah, Brian Hill, he's never going to play for Spurs again, is he? He's not going to play. So, you ballsed up in the deal when you bought him with the deal with Lamella and all that business and what it cost and what he turned out to cost, big money. You're going to have to bite the bullet, Daniel, and get rid of him and sell him for 8, 10, 12 million, whatever it is, and try and recoup some of your losses. It's just mad, man. It's just mad. Because you're leaving them to stay here, Nige. If you leave them till the end of their contract, then they're just going on a free anyway. So any pound is better than no pound to me if you're not going to play them.
I think Solomon will definitely go. He's I think the only reason he hasn't maybe yet is the fact he's injured. But I see us getting 15, 20 million from the way he played for Leeds last season. So it's a pity. It's a pity, really, because I do think he's a decent player, but it was never going to work at Spurs for him. Archer's bang on as well. I think part of the problem is Levy's unrealistic with his demands for fees on players.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Always been the same, no, Nige, isn't it? It's always been the same, mate. If you notice over the years, right, like you said, Nige, I know you can go to the bigger players that have turned out, we bought a Bell for whatever it was, not a lot of money. Yeah, and he turned out 90 million. Yeah, you get there, Mary Kane. Yeah, you got that, right? Let's talk about someone like, we went and found I know it's going back a bit, but we went and found someone like a Luka Modric, right? That no one had really ever heard of, right? Just a little bit. We bought him in for 16 odd million quid, right? What a delightful player. Took a little while. He was out on the wing for a bit, wasn't he? If you remember, Harry bought him inside. Yeah, all of a sudden, different player. So he was great out, on the side. But when he came into the middle there, fantastic player. I think they sold him on for 30-something million to Real Madrid. So he's had the best of both worlds there, Levy. He's got the player. He's paid the money. He's had him for 4 or 5 years. Yeah. He's done the biz for Tottenham. And then he sold him for double what he bought him for. That is how Levy works. That's how he wants to work with every single transfer. That is how he wants to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see it
often. Who was Redknapp's right-hand man when he was manager? Kevin, I can't think of his last name.
Kevin
Bond. Wasn't there a story when obviously Modric played out on the wing and Redknapp was like, I'm going to bring him inside, play him in the middle, and Kevin Bond or one of the coaches was like, that's never going to work, Harry.
Yeah.
And
because he was small.
He brought him in, the rest is history.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes for these like small diminutive players to get to cope in the Premier League, but he had it all. Let's be fair, Nige, didn't he? He sized him. He was twinkle toes. People were coming for him. He was out the way before they even got there. Do you know what I mean? What a fantastic player we had there. Brilliant, mate.
Yeah, you watch some of his goals and some of his football, and you forget. You're like, God, he actually did play for Spurs. He went on to be one of the world's greats, didn't he? And all started at Tottenham.
Brilliant.
Razzle does saying end up back at Bournemouth. Yeah, Solanke probably will.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get you.
Terry saying tomorrow we're going to be shown how much work still needs to be done. It's very likely we get battered. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting afternoon.
And all I don't want, Terry, is everyone to get on Frank's back after, one game tomorrow. Because it could be like that. I'm not saying it will be, but we could end up getting taught a lesson, getting beat 3 or 4. Do you know what I mean? And when I say taught a lesson, I'm talking about when Arsenal got the football, their movement off the ball, what they're doing with the ball, all that type of thing. And that's what we've got to relearn all over again. And that's where we'll get schooled tomorrow, I think. But we'll see.
For me, it's gonna these next 3 or 4 games are gonna be really interesting.
Yeah.
Frank has come out and openly admitted it's defence he wants to sort out first, and he's going to get plenty of work with them over the next 4 games. So it's going to be interesting to see how they cope, with defending, etc. Big up, Dan.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree totally. Big up, Phil. Hope you're well, mate. I'll be in touch soon, Phil. Have a chat, mate. I ain't spoke to you for a while.
Mark Pitt saying, would you like Kinski to get more game time? So far, he's not had much. I'd like to see Kinski get more game time. I think he's decent. He isn't as good a shot stopper as Vicario, but I like him with his feet. I think he's calming.
Yeah, he seems to be better on the ball, doesn't he? With the ball at his feet, he seems to be a lot more calm than Vicario. Yeah. But again, you're right.
Yeah,
Vicario's a much better shot stopper, I would say, at the moment. So.
Yeah, I kind of think they're almost like chalk and cheese, aren't they? Because Vicario is the opposite of calm.
Yeah,
he's very like woof, like he's got, I don't know, ADHD or something. He looks like he's popped like a whole bag of Skittles before he's gone out there. His arms and legs are everywhere.
Yeah, he's in the changing room an hour before the game with 8 cans of Red Bull. Do you know what I mean? And away you go.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas Kinski's like too calm. It's like he's had a couple of joints before he's gone out. But
I get you.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're spot on, mate. You're spot on. Yeah.
Really saying clubs can see Levy coming with a desperate approach towards the end of the window. Yeah. The sad thing is that fans like myself say the pigeon was bad signing before they happen, yet they don't get heard. No, yeah. He was never a great signing, was he? But
and that's the trouble as fans, Phil. As fans, what people forget is we watch, and it doesn't make us coaches by any stretch of the imagination, Phil, but we all watch an awful lot of football. And I think the majority of us can see a player. When he's at other clubs, when they're at, championship clubs, lower Premier League clubs, German football, Spanish football, whatever it might be. There's players that stand out in teams a lot of the time. Yeah, the team might not be that good, but the player will stand out regularly. Why are we not going looking for those types of players? That if they can do it in a team, in a league that's substandard, do you know what I mean? Like the team is substandard in that league, but that player is standing out. And that's what I'm talking about. Scouts should be going looking. And we had this conversation yesterday. All they're interested in is that little data board now. Eyes don't mean anything. But let me tell you, and you all know out there, Nige knows, I know, Sheriff knows, that tells you everything about a footballer if you watch carefully. So, it's just the way it's gone. It's just the way it's gone now. I'll be a scout for any of them, mate. Any team can ring me up, mate. Go and scout me player. I'll scout them for £1,000 a week, mate. I don't need no 10 grand a week to do that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Big up, Bob Eric. Hope you are, mate. Dave Clark. Big up, mate. Hope you're well. Yes, let's talk about this one then. So Spurs apparently have asked about Leicester's 21-year-old Moroccan midfielder, Al Kanous. What do you think? Would you be happy if he signed?
To be honest with you, Nye, and I'll only be honest with you, I don't know a lot about him. I'm not going to sit here, tell Porkies and profess that I know El Kunis from Leicester. David might be able to give us a bit more of why he would fit into Tottenham. Yeah. I don't know a lot about him, Nige, and I don't want to sit here saying, yeah, I do, because I don't. I've heard bits and pieces about him. I've seen podcasts, is it what we really need? But I haven't, I haven't researched him, and hopefully you might know a bit more about him, or David can tell us a bit more about him in the chat. Sorry for my ignorance on that, people. I really don't know a lot about him.
All good, mate. No, again, I've not seen too much of him but what I have seen, he's decent, very good on the ball. Again, very much in your like Harvey Elliott kind of mode, as in like, quite cultured, lots of technical ability.
Yeah.
Scored against Spurs last season, of course. I like him and I'd be happy with him, but he's the kind of player you get once you've got your 2 or 3 that go straight into the first team. For me, he's a squad player.
Yeah, I agree.
And would get plenty of game time, but probably wouldn't necessarily be your starter. Mm-hmm. But I do like him.
I'm sitting there saying I agree. I don't know if I do agree or not. I'm just listening to what you're saying. Sorry, that was I do agree. No, I don't agree because I don't know about the geezer. But big up, Nige. Thanks for that.
Big up, Brian. Hope you're well, mate.
Sorry, people. Big up, Brian. Hope you're well, fella.
Big up, Scott. Spurs court is full of guys we don't want here. Yeah. Vicario, Meh, Van der Ven, Romero wants out, Porro, Madison, Kudus. I won't include anyone from midfield. Yeah, I think our midfield, for me, is really where we need the most work.
Yeah, they've got Kudus in, so we've got one up front. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to stick with Solanke. That ain't changing. I don't know what's happening on the left-hand side at the moment because Tell's now injured. Right. So does that mean that puts Son's move on the depending on the injury? Who knows? Who knows with Spurs? It wouldn't surprise me now if Spurs go to Son. You got to stay now, mate, till the end of the season. He's out for 3 months. Do you know what I mean? We need you. That's the sort of thing, and Levy will be giving Son the old persuasion, thing is. But who knows? Again, who knows, mate? Then again, it wouldn't surprise me if they go Yang, go and play left wing. In you go. Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me either with Spurs. But
do we know that how serious the injury is from Tal?
I've got no idea. That's the first I'd seen of it when Terry put it up earlier on. We'll have to have a look at that one, and we'll come back on that one tomorrow, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely bang on. What about this one? And this is a weird one. I know there's a laughing face, but Benny says, watch us buy Trossard. I actually wouldn't mind Trossard. I actually think he's better than what we got.
I haven't got, right? The issue I've got is that he comes from Arsenal, right? But whether they'd ever sell to us or not, who knows, right? We should have had Trossard before Arsenal got him. If you remember, Levy put a bid in that was whatever, 2, 3, 4 million short of what they wanted for him. Yeah. And the next thing you know, Arsenal were in, bang, and he'd signed. It was either the next day or the day after. And it was announced they got him. Right? Trossard for me, and I totally agree with you, Nigel. Right? Trossard for me would be one of those that could come in, yeah, and just because he's got that bit of experience, Nige, he's a good player as well. Terry's put in squad player. He might well be a squad player, Terry, right? In a rotation, I think you're going to find, and this is again what we talk about. We talk about Spurs' first team, yeah, and I've seen you put in the chat before, Terry. It's all about squad. We're not just trying to win a FA Cup or a Carling Cup and finish 4th in the league this year to get Champions League. We're in the Champions League, yeah, and it's about squad. Because if you've only got a team, yeah, you're not winning anything, mate. You know that. I know that. Everyone knows that. So it's all about the squad building and getting the right players in the squad to, in the end, have 22, 24 players that it don't matter. If Joe Bloggs is injured, you can go, come on, son, in you come. And you know that your performance level ain't going to do that. And that's what it's all about, Terry. That's where we've got to get to as a football club in the end if we want to be successful. Yeah. Yes, by the way. All day.
Up, Carl. Hope you are, mate.
Day.
Yeah.
And on a Sunday.
Absolutely take Grealish.
All day.
Great player. Great player.
All day. Fantastic player, Nige, isn't he? What I mean, he's a treble winner. He's a treble winner. I know it was 2-3 seasons ago, whatever it was, isn't it, Nige? But he's been there and done it. Got the T-shirt, got the book.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like we can't turn players like this down if they're available. I don't think so. Not in the position that we're in.
No. No, I agree. Lee's saying, who do you guys think we're going to buy this window, seeing as the best ones are gone? This could be the worst squad we have ever had. I mean, it is a bad squad, but there are so many players out there, mate. In now, I mean, we've already mentioned just like 3 on the left hand side
Yeah,
already, and that's just casually talking. That's like Garnacho, Trossard, and
yeah,
Grealish, who would
yeah,
all walk into our team.
yeah. At the end of the day, Nige, they're names, right? They're players that I call names. They've been in the Premier League. They've done bits and pieces, you know. And again, we need to buy the players now. We how can I explain this? We spent a load of money over the last 2 seasons, nearly £400 million, right? When Ange was manager, right? Now, to me, he was backed. They eventually got over the line, won the European trophy, but finished 17th in the league, right?
Yeah.
So he had 400 million quid to do that. So far, Thomas Frank has had 55 million pound. Admittedly, he's been here 2 minutes, right? But every single fan knows, and if they don't, they're telling themselves porkies, right? That this team has got to be upscaled. It has to be upscaled because otherwise, the manager that is here now is on a hiding to nothing. He really is. You know, it could work. It's going to go one or two ways. You're going to upscale players he's got, yeah, and you're going to end up finishing somewhere between probably 12th and 8th, something like that. And if he gets to 8th, he's had a cracking season with who he's got in now, what the players that he's got now. You know what I mean? It's all going to take time. It's going to take time, but he's got to be backed. Because if he's not backed, what's the point? What's the point? That's just where I am.
Back here in 18 months, won't we? You know, under a new manager, if we don't get backed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dave Clark saying Al Canus is a terrific talent, but because Leicester's useless coach, he refused to play the young Italian from Brighton, who was already made number 10. It meant that Canus had to work too much.
We can only see if they follow through with the deal. You know, I know Sava done a bit on it this morning, done a little show on it. I didn't watch it. I was out busy doing things. I see his thumbnail for it. But again, I can only reiterate, I haven't seen the fella. David, I'll take your word for it. He's got more talent than Sarah and Bergvall. Well, to be honest with you, David, you know, Bergvall's not there yet. I think everyone knows my feeling on Bergvall. I like him. And I think with the right coaching, the kid could turn out to be, I'm not going to say something special, but a very good player in the next couple of years. Sarr, he's an engine. He's just an engine to get round the pitch. He's got to me, his ability on the ball is poor. Generally. You see the odd bit now and again, but generally, you know, and that's what we've got to improve on, man. We're talking here yesterday about players that can't pass a ball 5 yards to each other. We had the same thing last season under Ange. Do you know what I mean? The amount of times I was watching the game and the game broke down over, you know, us going forward broke down over a silly 5-yard pass. We've got to eliminate all that from our game. They're meant to be professional footballers, not Sunday morning.
You would hope that would
Sunday morning.
That would be because you would hope, though, the way Ange played 100 miles an hour, you know, you would hope that the players would be under another manager, under Frank, would be better at passing. It wouldn't be so rushed. Everything wouldn't be so hurried. And, you know, I just felt under Ange, our last manager, it's just everything was just chaotic the entire time.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a bit more calmer this year. But
it will be.
Guys, if you haven't already, please go over to the 2 Mark Show, smash a sub on their channel. They've just passed 500, so now they're looking at the 1,000. Let's get them there, guys, as quickly as possible. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Pure Coys myself. It'd be much appreciated. Where am I in the chat? Mock Spurs. Sorry, Mock Smoke saying, great show. Big up, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Michael. Ciao, mate. Happy days.
Squad players were first and two.
Oh, right. Okay, Terry. Yeah, sorry,
day.
mate. Sorry. Yeah. You know, you can't want Trossard 2-3 years ago. And, you know, we have the same thing again. Players don't lose their ability. Players will thrive with their ability if they're in the right system, yeah, and they're doing what a manager asks them to do. It's as simple as that. If the player's got the ability to do what the manager is asking him to do, and that is them upstairs that have got to bring those players in of that ability to do that, yeah, then we'll get somewhere. For me, Trossard's a no-brainer. That type of player, a Trossard, a Grealish, a someone like that that can, you know, shift the ball, do something with it quick, two-footed as well. Love a two-footed footballer. All professional footballers should be two-footed as far as I'm concerned. But there's so many that ain't. So many.
Exactly. And Trossard is the kind of player that, you know, if he's on the bench, you know, if he comes on, you can rely on him. Chances are he'll score you a goal. He'll get you an assist. You know, I know, like I said, I know he plays for Arsenal, but I would take him all day long, and I'd take Grealish as well. But
yeah. By the way, everyone, let me just get my little bit in. Smash the like for Nige. Come on, he's less than 100 away from 1,000. Big up Razzle for putting the post in there. Let's get Nige up to 1K. I think what you're about 90 short, Nige, 80 short, something like that. Let's get
about 85.
Come on, you banged it for me yesterday to get it over 500, you lot. So let's get subbing to Nige. You get liking the stream as well, please. Thank you all so much for being here.
Cheers, guys. As I was saying, let's be honest, the 400 million has been spent on absolute crap. Yep, pretty much. Sarr is a bang average midfielder. Again, he's not. I don't know. What do you think of Sarr?
He's a workhorse, like I said earlier. He gets round the pitch. Do you know what I mean? And that's pretty much, you know, what he does with the odd little bit of this and that here and there. But it's not often enough, is it?
No.
Yeah.
No. Exactly.
Big up, Razzle.
Big up, mate.
Nice one, mate.
Big up, Eugene. Hope you're well, mate. I love Eugene. Always disagrees with me, whatever I say. If I mention Grealish or I mention Maddison.
Listen, you can't. This is what it's all about, Nige, isn't it? And our shows are we try and tell our truths, whether it's right or wrong. We give our opinions, and everyone is more than welcome in. I know Nige's chat and in our chat on the 2 marks. If you've got a different opinion, get it in the chat. We'll talk about it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? No one's here to argue, fall out, have large. None of that. We're just having a chat about the old football. And get your thing like David is here. I know you're looking at Vindaloo's comment there. We'll move on to David in a minute. But big up Vindaloo. Yeah, this comment here, he's telling us about him. Do you know, I've asked him to tell us his ability to quicken his pace over a short distance to run past opponents, and he sees the big picture and has a telling pass. Right? If he was at Spurs with better players around him, whoa. So basically, David's saying he looks like a cracking player. The better players he's playing with, as in the players that are around him, that are better at what they do, that will then allow El Cajunis to show his abilities. I think that's basically what David's saying. So, you know, you can't moan at that, really, can you, at the end of the day? And you know, the buying and the selling, it's all out of our book. If he comes in, David, we'll see, won't we? We'll see if he lifts himself to another level, because that's what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Levy is probably so. Yeah, I don't think we get Grealish, sadly, but I would love him.
Yeah, that ship might have
Eugene
sailed,
saying,
unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah.
Nige and I really dislike each other, even when I self-described it. Absolutely, mate.
Big up, Eugene. Big up, mate. Everyone's sub and like. It's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And here we go. The first ever super chat on my channel, and it has come from Mox Smoke. Thank you very much, mate. 199. Big up, lads down the lane. Great show.
That's my Lisa's
Thank you,
Michael,
buddy.
that is. My Lisa's
How's it?
Michael's son. Yeah. Big up, Michael. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, man.
Nice one, mate. First one ever on Nige's channel. How about that, Michael?
First one.
Well done, mate.
Good one.
Brilliant. You deserve
Big
it,
up,
mate.
Vindaloo.
Working hard, Nige.
Much love to you, buddy.
Big up,
Yeah, I
Vindaloo.
think Arsenal they're going to be pushing this season, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think so. I still don't know now because all the other teams have strengthened. You know, City have bought 4 or 5. And I've got to say, City do their business so well, don't they? They, you know, when the chips are down, you know, they was last season, and you know they got back up to third at a poor season by their standards, City, and they've gone out, got 4 or 5 for really reasonable money, top players they've got in the right positions, you know, and they're going to be a threat this year. Liverpool, you know, I think Slot's on a mission to prove he can do it with his team rather than Klopp's team. So, you know, they've made some fantastic additions. Arsenal, Zubimendi, Gyökeres, just to name 2. You know, they're going to be up there. Whether it's enough for them, we'll find out. I think the Premier League this season, the top 4 as well, race, and Chelsea, I think they're going to not necessarily be up there pushing to win the league, but they're going to be pushing top 4 this season. You know, they've made some decent acquisitions. And at the moment, little old Tottenham Hotspur in 17th, we're getting left behind, mate, even further.
Oh, big time. Big time. Big time. We are going to go for a couple more minutes, guys. I said we'd do an hour, and my tummy's starting to rumble. But Razzle Days, I hope Lang gets the boot after this transfer window. Yeah, I think he's part of the problem, but he does kind of, he's all about the youth, isn't he, Lang?
Yeah. Yeah.
Eugene saying, on a serious note, Nigel, I agree with you. Everything about, other than the 2 English players you think are better than they are. Yeah, I do. Well, you know, I love Maddison, and Grealish is quality. So we will see. I think Maddison's going to have a good season this year, mate. What do you think?
Yeah, he's going to get the opportunity anyway with the tactics and the system by the look of it. Especially, you're not going to have everyone going into his space. You know what attacking midfielders are like, playmakers. They want space to work in, to do their biz, to do what makes them tick during a game. And again, it's down to the other players on the pitch to be running into areas where it makes Maddison dangerous, either taking players away from him or making runs into those channels where he's slipping those little balls through to other players. That's what he does best. Let's get him doing what he does best.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to run through a couple of comments for the end. Big up, Rayman.
Big up,
Good
mate.
to see you, mate.
Rayman. Yeah. And make sure all you people keep coming back to our channels. We're going to try and, I'm bleeping on. It's Nige's channel today. Right, but both channels, we're going to be trying to get something out there every day on one or the other. Please keep coming back. You know, we're only telling you our truths and our opinions. You can get your comments in the chat. And, you know, I know that every so often, one or the other channel will put the link in the chat for people to come on and have a chat, you know. So please keep subscribing. Yeah. Tell all your friends. Get them over here. And, you know, every day we'll be having a chat about our beloved Tottenham.
Yeah, that's definitely something we're going to do, isn't it, mate? Start to get more people in the chat involved. If they want to come on, we'll be sticking the link in and getting you all involved. Because, like I've said before, and I say it every time, if it's not for the people in the chat getting involved, commenting, then this is all absolutely pointless. You guys make it. So thank you all so much. Agreed. Mark, thanks for joining me. Before we go, please don't forget to sub to the 2 Mark Show. And we will see you. We'll see you tomorrow, mate, for your birthday, and hopefully the Spurs win.
Please all come back tomorrow. We've got Tottenham at 12:30. We'll pop on in the afternoon. It's the great Cookmeister's birthday tomorrow, 57 tomorrow. So we'll have a little birthday stream for an hour tomorrow afternoon, talk about the Arsenal game and see where we go from there, people. That'll be over on the 2 marks tomorrow. And Nige, I hope, will be with us. And hopefully Sheriff will be about as well.
Yeah. Well, indeed, guys, have a fantastic evening. Take care. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay pure coys.
Lads down the lane with the pure coys flow. Lads down the lane and the 2 mark show.